Ugly loser claps 5 princesses to become the strongest and save the world. Satu was your typical high schooler going through puberty. With no life and no chicks, he used to live in a shabby apartment. However, his life took a major turn after he got transported to another world as a hero, and was forced to marry 5 princesses. In the current episode, Satu comes back home to his wife Harem. She had cooked a very delicious and plot-filled meal ready for him to devour. Our MC immediately gets ready to eat it all up. But when Harem opens her eyes, the menu seems to have changed. Nephritis was serving the main dish, all while Harem was watching from the sidelines. She quickly opens her eyes and realizes that it was just a dream. However, upon going back to the group, the situation didn't seem to be much different. Satu had been spending a lot of time with Nephritis, which made his first wife jealous. She runs away in anger, so Satu chases after her. Unfortunately, their moment is ruined by a giant town that was moving. The old man explains that it was their next location, the land of the cat people and fire, Nitakita. Alabaster yells for someone to let them on the moving town, and a ladder is thrown down. Nephritis wasn't a big fan of climbing, so she was ready to give up on Satu. However, Harem helps her, and she successfully reaches the top. The place seemed more like a market than a town, which was because the place was crawling with merchants and knights. During the era of the first Ring King, the cat people lost their nation, so they rebuilt it on wheels. Afterwards, the moving nation traveled the whole world and became a market for all sorts of goods. The group now had to ask for an audience with the Maiden of the Ring of Fire, but Satu's first 2 wives seemed to be missing. While Nephritis was busy admiring the goods, she didn't realize that they were lost and in big trouble. Because of her introverted nature, she throws up right after she finds out. Fortunately for them, a cat girl tells them to go to the arena if they were lost. It was the biggest landmark in Nitakita, so it would be easier to find the rest of the group. Meanwhile, Satu was completely losing his shit, wondering where they might have gone off to. The old man explains that they probably went to the arena, which is also where the princess would be found. Some of the kitties were eyeing down Satu, looking extremely intimidating. The cat people value strength more than anything else, so they're naturally attracted to the strong. Our protagonist thinks that he's so powerful that they can't help but look. In reality, they flock to Mars as he was a strong swordsman. After rizzing those bitches, Mars requests them to show them where the princess was located. Elsewhere, Harem and Nephritis arrive at the arena. They stop outside, eat something first, when Nephritis apologizes to Harem. She had been taking all of Satu's attention, which was obviously bothering his first wife. Their pep talk is interrupted by a guy who gets thrown out of the arena, with his face looking like it got hit by a slipper from his Asian mom. Satu and the rest arrive just around that time, and the group enters the arena. A side character was getting his ass handed to him by the princess. She spots Satu across the arena and sees the rings in his hands. For her to marry him, she wanted Satu to be stronger than her. After charging at our MC to test his strength, she knocks him out with just 2 attacks. Afterwards, he trains with Mars to become stronger, but he can't even graze him. They take a break to eat when a cat guy talks about Princess Granart. She is the strongest cat person, and no man is able to defeat her. Even after fighting men from different races, no man has ever beaten her in a fight. With Satu's skills, beating her with a sword would be impossible no matter how much he trains. However, if he uses the power of the rings, he might win. It's considered fair since magic is a mage's muscles. Later, our MC enters the sauna, where there was no gender separation. Just when he was about to unsheath his Excalibur, Mars interrupts him. The duo sit down for a talk when a girl comes over offering them a massage. Satu accepts like a simp, but he's suddenly garbed by a giant black guy. The man rubs him up until his skin starts shining. Out of nowhere, Princess Garnart appears at the sauna. She takes off her towel and requests Satu to give her a massage. With his blood pumping, our MC starts pressing her plot-filled thighs. She says that she's grown sick of courting for years, so she wants to stop. It was the duty of a ring princess to serve the ring king, so she is willing to purposefully lose the next time they fight. Then she can go with him, and he'll be able to anything he wants with her body. Our protagonist gets angry and tells her to not go easy on him, as he'll win with his own might. This marks the end of the video. I'll meet you next week.